Yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time. As always, JD Miles. The MGTOWs they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time as always, which is why they keep us relevant to this day, and I'm back again. For my MGTOWs, for my SYSBMs, to the passport bros, stand up. Because because I got an email for y'all. And this right here is not only going to hurt the feelings of one group, but two. Yes, I'm calling two sides out at once. What you see the title. Half divested, half race loyal. Fuck it, I might as well add the lukewarm to that title as well. Because that's what they are. They're neither hot nor cold. They lukewarm, therefore I spit thee out thy mouth. These are what you consider defense sitters, despite their protest. Now, I'm going to put links in the description box because we about to call out we about to call out these divested fence sitters who's trying to play both sides of the fence and think people are not catching on to that shit, despite what they say about the other side. And by the way, and before I go further, shout out to Undivested Version. I'll put part 1 and part 2 of his videos in the comment section. Go check it out. But right now, I ain't gonna play his video because I don't want to hear her goddamn mouth. And those y'all don't know, this is the same female I called out, crying, whining, and crying about the single mom song, in which has nothing to do with her, and rather she made 4 videos completely exposing her own damn self, her contradictions, and her hypocrisy. And shout out to my sources. They worked hard so I don't have to. Because there are more shocking revelations to be revealed. But let's get on to it, shall we? Now, in the last video, in one of my last videos, this divested single mom wanted to talk about the community. She wanted to talk about what black men need to do for their community, while at the same and want to talk about how black men are deadbeats and they don't take care of their kids. Yet this is a divested single mom who let a non-black man make her into a single mom. And according to my sources, she's not even in the community her own damn self. Oops. Basically, she's one of those well-to-do type of born and raised type of black females here. She was never in the community, and there's a pretty good chance she never struggled a day in her life. But you had this divester trying to play both sides of the fence. You got all this shit to say about black men, the community, the black females that they want to call mammies because they would rather stay with their men and not date out, in which that's their decision, not no one else's. But then But then at the same time, when Brandon Jamal dropped his single mom song, this is the same divested black female who now wants to care about black men and what they need to do. She now wants to care about the black community. Then she want to go on this rant about the passport bros, but did she forget that she's also dating out? More hypocrisy. And as I said before, these retarded fuck ass divestors are the very last, are the dead last ones in line, are the very, very last ones in line to criticize the passport bros when they're no different. Especially when they got divestors who also got their passports looking for love in other countries as well. And one thing Uncle JD cannot stand are goddamn hypocrites. If you're going to make a big deal about something, if you're going to make a goddamn big deal about something, then we better not find out that you're doing the exact same thing that you're complaining that your race of men are doing. But to the email. But before I go on the rant, let's get to the email. JD, can you please speak on the matter of these divestors who wants to play both sides of the fence? They want to talk shit about black men, black women in the community, while at the same time they still expect for the community to protect them and take care of them, even though they completely crossed over. But let that be a black man that does that shit. This will be the same black community that will sit there and call him a sellout and Uncle Tom. But somehow there are exceptions to the rules when black women do it. And people are starting to get sick and tired of the one-sided bullshit. Can you please speak on it? Very well. See, one thing I learned about these divestors, and yeah, I study people like I study my enemy. One thing I learned about these divestors, they want the best of both worlds. Now, what does Uncle JD mean by that? In other words, they want to date out. They want to date out. They want to date out. They want mixed kids. They want all this and more. Being a divestor, while at the same time they still expect for the community. I say community, but y'all understand what I mean by that, right? Good. But at the same time, they also expect for the community to still protect them and still look at them as one of their own, even though these are the same divestors that sit there and talk shit about about their own communities. And this female is no exception to that rule. And once again, shout out to Undivested Version for calling out the contradictions and hypocrisy on all fronts coming from this hypocritical divester. She wants to talk shit about the community, but then expect for everybody to care about the community, all because Brandon Jamal dropped his single mom song. And what's more, she wants to hate on the passport bros, But not only is she a divester, but she had 3 kids by a non-black man, and which, by the way, they are divorced. They are divorced. But but she has a problem with black men doing the same thing that she's doing, dating out. And yes, this hypocrisy must be called out. And I mean, this shit been going on for decades. And yes, you got some divestors seen that acting like, oh, this is just happening recently. No, 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 no. This been happening for decades. Every time a black man decided that, you know what, I'm going to expand my options. I'm going to date out. Some black female is going to have a problem with that. Shoot, it's depicted in so many movies. From Waiting to Exhale, because let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest here. I never did like watching Waiting to Exhale. That was like more of a woman movie than anything. But look how they made a big deal about black men dating white women. All the way up to say The Last Dance. Y'all remember that movie, right? But when they do it, when a black female decides to date out, oh, that's something different. Oh, that's something different. Pay no mind to that. Pay no mind to that. You go, girl. But then they wonder why black men just don't give a shit anymore. And everybody is starting to wake up to the fucking hypocrisy. And no, it's not just black men in the black community. I'm hearing it from other races as well. This also includes that also includes the whites, Hispanics, Asians, you name it. They all could clearly see the hypocrisy. Some even went out on a limb and called the shit out. And called the shit out. How can you divestors can date out, be with any man you want, while at the same time you still expect for your own race of men, black men, somehow to stay race loyal, as if, as if, as I said before, you have divestor privilege. Oh, somehow the rules only apply to you. And as I constantly say, what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. If it's okay for black women to date out, then it's okay for black men to date out, especially in the age of equality. So all these divestors bitching about the passport bros need to have several seats and shut the fuck up forever with their non-black men crying and bitching about, they're going to different countries dealing with other races of women. Isn't that the same thing your non-black men are doing to y'all as well? I I don't think so. I know so. So why is it a problem when black men do it? Anybody? Then they want people. Then these are the same divestors who want to pretend like they so concerned about the community. Oh, what y'all need to do to the community, this, that, and the third, while at the same time they got videos up while at the same time they got videos out completely dogging the community. Oh, you need to get out of Blackistan. The black community is full of dusties and all that other retarded fuck shit. Oh, now they care about the community all of a sudden. Again, let the genders be reversed, and this is a black man saying that. Oh, he get called a coon. He get called an Uncle Tom. He get called a sellout. They claim that he's acting like other races besides his own. But when it's the black women doing it, the community has a different opinion. The community has exceptions to the rules. Now let me leave these divestors alone and go after the other group. Go after the other group here. And yes, this has to be called out. To all you pro-blacks, to all you B1s. No. Let me retort. To all you watered down pro-blacks. To all you watered down B1s. And that's the reason why I say that y'all watered down. You see, everybody, and yeah, it's not just myself, but everybody, both on and off YouTube, is now starting to see that y'all have exceptions to y'all rules. And what are those exceptions? Oh, that's right. The pro-blacks and the B1s have a problem with black men dating out, but somehow, some way, these are the same pro-blacks and B1s who has no problem at all when black females date out. In fact, a black female can be a divester, talk shit about black men in the black community, and these watered down pro-blacks and B1s will sit there and welcome them with open arms. And they wonder why the vast majority don't take their asses seriously. I sure as hell don't. From Cynthia G to the rest of those retarded fucks. And yeah, I am gonna add Cynthia G to this shit. What these straight up, who else go from who these black men really choose just to turn right back around and have two white men on her show clowning black men out? But this is supposed to be B1, black first. These are supposed to be pro-blacks. In fact, they have all the smoke for everybody except their own enemy. They have the smoke for everybody except for their enemies. And it's clear to see that both everybody on and off the internet can clearly see the shit. This is the reason why nowadays, the vast majority of blacks want nothing to do with the pro-blacks and the B1s. Worst case scenario is their one-sided loyalty and one-sided correctness. You see, they have a knack for correcting black men and still expect for black men to be loyal to their asses, but black women are the exceptions to the rules. It's wrong for black men to get with these white non-black females. these black men should stay race loyal and stick to their own race. But at the same time, these are the same pro-blacks and B1s who has no problem at all with black women dating out, getting with white and non-black men, and they still welcome them. This whole rules for me, but not for D bullshit has to stop. And as far as not just myself, but everyone else is seeing, is that these B1s and pro-blacks are nothing more than just fucking fence sitters. And there's a reason why Uncle JD constantly say one-sided loyalty is for suckers and one-sided correctness solves nothing but escalates the problem. That shit is dumb. And you ain't gonna, and as I said before, and which of course is an actual solution. If you ain't gonna call out one side, then have several seats and shut the fuck up forever trying to call out the other. Because now we are now at this point to where the other side don't give a shit what you B1s and what you pro-blacks have to fucking say. And as far as the black men are concerned, if it's okay for black women to date out, it's okay for black women to get their passports and go be with different races of men, then guess what? You're not stopping them for doing the exact same shit. But this is what one-sided loyalty and one-sided correctness will get y'all. Either all sides are in it or it ain't going to be shit at all. And to be honest, I don't blame them for their decision. What has Uncle JD been saying? Guess what? It ain't up to you. It ain't up to no goddamn body to tell anyone who they should and should not be with. And I, Uncle JD, have no problem with anybody being with anyone, whether it's their own race or outside. Be with the person that makes you happy. Be with the person that's there for you. And as long as all those positions are met, Uncle JD don't care. In your race, outside your race, I don't give a shit. But here's my issue. The issue that I have is when you have black women dogging out black men for dating out when they dating out themselves, and two, the community expect for the black men to be race loyal, while the black women could do whatever the fuck they want. It's like a scene straight out of the movie Constantine. And what did John Constantine said to Midnight? Everyone else is doing what the fuck they want. You're the only one playing by the rules. And there's one thing I learned about that. In a situation where one side is only playing by the rules, while the other side can do well, one side is free to do anything they want, situations like this don't last long. It doesn't. This is the reason why black men nowadays just don't give a shit anymore. Fuck your rules. Fuck what you want them to be. They're doing their own goddamn thing. And I'm hearing this from a lot of black males as well. Why should I stay loyal when my opposite sex does not? Why Should I, why should I have to put up and settle for my opposite sex that hates my guts, disrespects me, and emasculate me any way that they like, but then catch feelings if I decided, you know what, I'm going to expand my options. I'm going to date out just like them. And it's pure hypocrisy when I hear retarded fucks like this female right here, blonde hair and everything, mad because black men are going to different countries trying to find relationships with other races of women, while at the same time, these same divested black females who get all upset and in their feelings about it are also dating out their own fucking race as well, but they want to cry and bitch about race loyalty. Bitch, if you don't have several seats, and shut the fuck up forever. No one's trying to hear this shit. Your ass ain't race loyal. And if your ass ain't race loyal, why should they be? That's how Uncle JD sees this shit. And if anybody has a problem with that, y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where to find me. But one thing Uncle JD will say is this: don't come over here with your feelings and emotions, because I will block your ass with the quickness. Over here, this is grown folks shit. And if that's something you can't handle, stay your ass over there at the kiddie table. And that's all I'm going to say. Again, shout out to Divested Version. The link to his full videos, part 1 and 2, will be in the description box. Go check it out. Tell him J Miles sent you, as well as I'm going to drop links as well to other videos. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done with this hypocrisy at its finest, and I'm out this bitch. Later.